In this video we're going to have a look at the difference between the div and the span elements. Okay, so assume I have some text called, I'm just going to make some dummy text up, you know, the big brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, and tag for the p. Now here let me show you something. The big brown let me just zoom in so you can see better. Okay, big brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So the thing that I'm trying to show you is the following. This is all on one line, so I can put there's some tags that are known as block level elements, some elements. For example, paragraph will always begin on a new line, always, no matter like what, you know. Look, it's so stubborn, it starts on a new line all the time. It's so bad. Look, we zoom in, we zoom out, it's always on a new line. And then you get some tags, for example, I'm going to show you the input tag, for example, input. Okay, we're going to take input. Despite me coming over here and putting it inside of, you know, a new line inside of the code, the input tag, look, man, I can't zoom out, don't know why. Okay, I think this is a block level. Input tag, so I'm going to say type of checkbox. Okay, check box. Okay, right, so checkbox, and I'm going to have some text at the back, so I'm just going to put some random text right over there. So look, this doesn't start on a new line, it starts just after this. We can zoom in, zoom out also. Look, zoom in, zoom out. The text box isn't moving, but the paragraphs are always starting on a new line, but the text box never starts on a new line. Why is that? Well, because this is a block level element, and this is this is an inline element, and this is a block level. This is a block, this is inline, so that's why we call it inline element. This we call a block level element. Paragraph is a block level element. So now, sorry for speaking too fast, but what I'm trying to bring your attention to is the span and the div. The div is a block level element. Okay, it goes like this. Div is a container. It contains elements. Alright, and then you have span. Span is also a container, but the difference between span and div is that span is inline, div on the other hand is block level. So for example, if I want my stuff to start on a new line, right, I'm just going to paste this right over there. I want my checkbox to start on a new line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it inside of a div. So look, just hold on a moment. Okay, there you can see my text or my checkbox starts on a new line. Even though I zoom in, zoom out, it's always going to be on a new line. However, let's just delete that. If I wanted this paragraph to start just next to this paragraph, okay, I'm going to use this paragraph tag. Okay, then we're going to put them inside of a span. Now, despite the span being on a new line and this being a block level element, the span right over here is gonna let's just see what happens. I knew this is not gonna work. That's because we need a span over here as well, so that's something. And the reason for that is because the block elementness of this paragraph was preventing this from being on the same line. Now we can just give it a shot. Sorry, it's just pulled out of nowhere. Yeah, we can give this a shot and it doesn't work for some reason. But okay, this is an incorrect, sorry, made a mistake. If you want to change this into a block level element, you would do so using some other fancy way. I'm not going to go into it, it's using CSS, but you don't use the span around it. the reason you use span, I remember, sorry, is actually to put stuff inside of here. It's a container, but it's a container for something that you don't want to start on a new line. I mean, we cannot use a div right here and put it in between a paragraph. So I can say fox you get into span. Now look, fox is still inside of the line. If I had to put a div inside of here, then that's gonna make our problems a bit bad, because it's gonna split the line. Look, fox starts on a new line. So this doesn't look like a paragraph, does it? Of course it doesn't. So that's why we use span. And why do we use this? Well, because there's some reason. Sometimes you'd see, if you open up the source code of a website, you'd see there's a lot of spans, there's a lot of divs, because we need it for grouping. Whenever we need to select and access some certain sections of a web page, we do it using the span and the div. That makes it much easier. So just that's the difference between the span and the div.